Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's trading floor. It's May 7th. Had an exciting trade today. Grain started off quite a bit lower right off the bat this morning. The dollar was up. Dollar was rallying because the euro was down due to the French elections and just the uncertainty yet behind that. So the dollar was very strong early on, and that had commodities in general down sharply. Crude oil down more than $2 at one point. We had the grains that was significantly lower as well. But corn, July corn ended up only 1/4 cent lower today. December corn up 1/2 cent. So we erased all of this negative trade that we saw early this morning. Beans, they did finish lower, 12.5 lower July, 13.25 lower in November, and that's even with a 110,000 tons to unknown this morning. And that's an old crop sale of beans. It's been a while since we saw a big purchase of that. Usually and lately it's been new crop, but still a concern. So those beans are going to continue to be a concern. As long as we're cheaper than South America, we're still going to get these purchases. And we're still going to see that demand stay here. We did have wheat up 2.5 cents. That was down sharply as well, but came back, finishing in the positive side. May see some continuation yet. Maybe get a little bounce here ahead of, or tomorrow, maybe turn around Tuesday type attitude. But we'll see how this works. We do have a USDA report out on Thursday. 7:30 in the morning, going to be a big report. It'll be our first look at new crop ending stocks for corn, beans, and wheat. Just to give you kind of a little bit of an overview there, we're expecting to see our new crop ending stock numbers very big in corn. A lot of estimates coming out. I think the average guess is about just better than a 1.7 billion carry out for new crop. On beans, looking a little bit tighter. So we're looking for a number that's right around that 150 mark, 150 million. Our number we're expecting to see is a little bit less than that, coming in just over 130 million bushel. And then for wheat, we're looking for some bigger numbers there for wheat yet as well. So maybe a little bit bearish on corn and wheat, friendlier on the beans, but that certainly is not how things played out today. Something else that we're going to see here in a little bit, what's going on as far as planting progress. We're looking for corn to be 97% planted. That's what the average guess is looking for. The 5-year average is 47%. So we're going to be 20% ahead of the 5-year average if we get these numbers as well. That certainly is a pretty quick pace. We've had a lot of rain lately, but things look like they could dry out a little bit as we go into the next few weeks and get guys back in the field and get planting once again. On beans, we're looking 22% planted, and the 5-year average sits at 11%. So there too, we are looking for a pretty quick pace for beans. But something I do want to mention, there is a very strong correlation between early planting and yield for corn. So the earlier we get the crop in the ground, the better the yield we typically get. There is no correlation for beans. So the earlier we get the beans in the ground, that does not matter on yield. So just kind of keep that in mind as we get going in the next several weeks and as we get deeper into planting as well. As I mentioned, the dollar was up sharply this morning, up only 8 cents right now, settling back down. That's chopping around, but this is toward the lower end of the range. That doesn't look so good for tomorrow on a chart. But crude oil right now down only 40 cents. We had a low this morning of 95.34 for crude oil. We're currently sitting at 98. So we did recover off of these lows pretty nice. And still continue to push us up a little bit, only being down 40 cents. That's toward the upper end of the range that we've had here all day. As far as the stock market, relatively quiet. We're up 16 points right now. It's been pretty quiet here all day. Not expecting a lot out of the stock market today. But gold down $7, silver down 40 cents. That's remaining lower, even with that dollar only up 8 points. But it is settling back a little bit again for the metals. In the livestock, big change. We did have things a little lower earlier, much like everything else. But cattle 90 cents higher for June, 116.27. We are looking for things to stabilize here, maybe to even jump up for the next couple weeks, and try to see some higher prices yet as we go through the next few weeks as well. But the trend right now is still down. We've got to watch some of these charts but we could see some higher trade over the next couple of weeks. But be careful there for the cattle. Hogs, a little different story. The trend is down. But June up 47 cents, 84.20. So we had recovered quite a bit off the lows today. But as we mentioned, we've been mentioning, and we have to see this turn first. The cash market's got to turn around first before we can get some positive news here as far as price. Today it looks good, it feels good, but we've got to get that cash market to turn around to bring more buyers back in this market. Seasonally right now, we typically have bottomed already, working back higher. We have not seen that yet, but watch that cash market. That will be the leader on this. We feel there is some room yet to the upside, so we're looking for that here in the short term as well. A lot of information thrown at you guys. We've got a report coming up on Thursday, 7:30 in the morning. Feel free to give us a call with any questions that you guys have, 800-262-7538, and check us out right there online, allendale-inc.com. I hope you guys had a great day today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.